ready to go. Let's give it a go. Good morning, welcome to Morning Outlook. This is Kim speaking on Tuesday the 1st of November. So let's get on and look at the potential risk events this morning, today. And Tuesday 1st November, we've seen the Reserve Bank of Australia's cash rate came out as expected, an extra 0.25 increase there. A statement as well, all been released, so that's happened. We have got the Reserve Bank of Australia Governor speaking at 8:20 this morning, so if you're trading the Aussie pairs, watch out for that. Then really it's the evening then. Afternoon, it feels like evening, 2 p.m. there, manufacturing PMI. It's not the biggest of movers, but watch out for volatility around the area, but I don't expect too much. And that's it really. New Zealand dollar, if you're trading that, 9.45 employment change, but most people don't trade it. So here we go. That's the risk events here today. Let's go and have a look at the currencies in detail here first. And well, yesterday we saw the euro dollar came down to its 21 there, and it sort of stalled into that. We've got a bit of a bounce going this morning. Question really, I suppose, is it going to continue the original upside? It looked decidedly dodgy yesterday. It broke the lows that I was looking for here. It hasn't quite got down to it's a new monthly pivot's just sitting below there, but sorry, it went through its monthly. I'm just looking at it's the new monthly pivot coming in, sitting there below, so that could be a bit of a target today. These pivots often get hit quite early. That's why I like trading them first part of the month, first part of the week, first part of the month. They've got a bit of a better possibility. And if you look at down to the 60-minute, it looks very much bear flaggish, so it could be. I'd wait until post 8 o'clock, let a bit of time go past just in case we get a fake out or fake breakdown there, which is a fake, but could be running towards the lows. But in the bigger scheme of things, still questionable where this is going. Just coming back to okay, so it's already gone through the daily, so really quite pinched on the upside there, the pivots. Anyway, I'm erring on the bearish side on that at the moment. Talking of erring on the bearish side, well, it worked yesterday, but will it work again today? But the new monthly pivot down here at 113.45. We saw it break down, catch the pivot yesterday. On the shorter time frame, it put the lower highs in and off it went, sort of thing. Very scalpy market. If you're looking more swing, well, a breakdown here, but even that's not much in the way of swing down towards its monthly pivot. But if it starts moving that way, perhaps it will have some more legs. Just looking at it here again, it's sort of it's quite bearish looking, bit of price action that we're seeing at the moment, quite a strong sell-off. It's quite a way under towards that new monthly pivot, right down at 13.45, so it's got a reasonable amount of movement in there. If it goes, as I say, it's a bit more of a draw than anything else. Trend wise, arguably both the pound and the euro are still in this sort of bigger term uptrend, or daily uptrend. I wouldn't say bigger trend. It still looks a bit iffy on the weeklies. Dollar yen. Yen strengthening a little bit this morning so far, but the picture, it looks like it's coming back for its weekly pivot, or just it's air kissed it at least. That might be that. Just looking at what's going on here. New monthly pivot's already through. So well, it's done a lot already. Quite a strong move down there, but Again, this sort of, you look at this hourly picture and it's sort of pushing up quite strongly. Look at the most other pictures and it's pushing up quite strongly. Even on the 4 hourly, it looks like, well, at some point we could get a bit more of a continuation, maybe at the end of the next 4 hours. Daily, it looks pretty bullish still. Sentiment still bearish on the yen, strong bullish on the US dollar, which is the US dollar yen, so still got scope for another push there. Aussie dollar, well, it's on this daily point of view, I'm sort of looking at this big bear flag that's sitting there, looking still soft. It has got its new monthly pivot below untouched so far. Weekly's already been ticked off. So again, if these markets come off this morning, there's some targets. There's a very small target here on the euro. I mean, goodness, it could cough catch into that. It's pretty much into yesterday's lows there, and it's S1 sort of around that sort of area. So not much of a target, but it could be a bit of a draw. It's whether or not it can continue further south from that point of view. Didn't have a lot of movement yesterday, quite tight in terms of the overall movement. The pivots are a little bit pinched today, a bit close together overall, so just erring on that bearish side from the bigger picture really. Even this picture here looks sort of bear flaggy. This certainly looks bear flaggy. Just waiting for a breakdown. Aussie CAD. CAD actually tad stronger than some of the other markets here at the moment. It's again it seems to be breaking down. It's putting in a look at when I say the CAD's breaking down, the dollar's breaking down against the CAD here. The CAD's strengthening. Lower highs is the bigger picture. It could be dropping back there for yet another lower high. It is very bitty though. It's very bitty as it sits. It's not quite so clear. It's got untouched daily pivot above, monthly pivot is above. So perhaps that's the point where it'll turn around. That said, on this 4 hour, it's a bit of a mixed old bag really in terms of what it's shown. It's certainly broken the trend up a couple of weeks back, but it's looking pretty iffy where it sits across different time frames. Is a bit of conflict really. Okay, probably best left on that basis. Right. Sorry, a bit of time going through those this morning. They're in a bit of a pickle, it could go either way sort of trades. Gold, well, gold is having a decent morning. Yesterday continued to the downside. Does have its weekly and new monthly pivot above, which again, as I said, there can be a draw earlier on, and it could be just worth waiting for these to get hit really and see if there's a short, because the bigger trend is very much to the downside. Even on the 4 hourly here, you can see it's broken down lower highs. Okay, yep, it might just get a bit of bite here, but it'd be good to see the reaction, and it's a bit of a patient trade there with gold. Oil. So oil picking up this morning, but it really seems to be stuck a little bit at the moment. It's a bit of a wedge started to form here on the dailies. Probably see a little bit clearer. It's just you go up to the weeklies and you see how consolidated it is where it is there. As I said, I seem totally confused. It doesn't seem to want to be going up, and you got to just let it do what it's doing. It did pitch up a little bit yesterday early afternoon there, 1 o'clock, but then just proceeded to give back. Again, I'd be waiting for this. There is the trend line across here to see if it can pitch up there, but the real key point I think at the moment is around about the $90. If it can get back above 90, perhaps the 100 would be on the cards. But looking like a lot of these markets decidedly dodgy. Switching across then, and running it through to this quick look at the crypto world. So no surprises with the other markets all up a little bit against the dollar this morning. Bitcoin is as well. It still looks very iffy where it is. It has the chance of a bit more of a sort of a it's becoming a bit of a flaggy sort of pattern there. It has the scope to run up. It's above the 20,000 area, which is sort of quite key for a lot of traders, but it's hardly convincing. The other markets seem to have had a better run generally, although they're all consolidated over the weekend and yesterday. Today really well, just gaining a little bit there. Ripple consolidation again, really need to, I mean, the markets that are moving, Binance really continued yesterday, kicked through into the previous highs. They're struggling a little bit there at the moment. This is much more significant. We come out to the weeklies with Binance, it's in that, got that potential for the higher low to come through there, so got some scope. It's quite key at that 336 area. Okay, that's pretty much it with crypto for now. Feels a bit like Groundhog Day when I look at the crypto markets often. Some joy though, marginal joy. The CSI 300 has just continued. I mean, if you're trading this through your UK brokers, I mean, it's just a joy for the downward trend that it's been in. Bear flags and just continued pushing off south. Bit of a bounce through the Asian session though at the moment. How much more this has got to come down, it always becomes a bit of a question when it starts taking out I mean, this is a weekly picture actually, it's just come out to a monthly, and you just see what's going on here. On a monthly basis, it's not too far away from its prior lows there. Maybe it's gonna just get another little bit more of a bounce, but daily wise, as I say, a bit of a bounce there, but overall really quite a weak market. The Nikkei again bouncing, pushing up today. As I said, we're seeing this sort of continuation run through here. The Nifty 50 didn't quite make it, or didn't hold this morning so far, but it's up for the day. It's a big gap up. Perhaps some of these gaps will get a bit of infill from this movement, but it is one of those markets that's whereas the CSI 300 is almost like a sell, the Nifty seems a bit more of a buy side. S&Ps yesterday we ended up short, bearish Harami sort of day. Break of the lows of that bar, well, could signify a bit more down, but there seems a general skip in the step, particularly with the Dow Jones benefiting, but all saying that it was down across the board yesterday. The Nasdaq remains the weakest of the US markets there, and as I said before, if they do start running to the downside, it might be the one to get onto. Nearer to us then, we've got the CAC sitting there, well, pushing up positively this morning, charging back, taking back yesterday's losses at the moment, and the DAX not too far off. It's at least paired off a lot of those losses, but still looking on the more bullish side. FTSE's just opening, and that's gallops up there this morning to try and catch up a little bit. Behind the curve a little way in some of these markets, but it's picking up quite quickly, quite strongly. So if you're looking for the potentials, whilst I was looking at this and thinking yesterday, well, it's maybe one of the weaker ones. It certainly knows how to get a bit of a gallop and get going, but the DAX is still ahead of it anyway. So buying on the short-term dips if you're a day trader is probably the answer. If you're a swing trader, you've got to be a bit patient with some of these, surely. Okay, that's it for me. I wish you a great day's trading, and I'll catch you in the morning. Bye for now.